Low average internet user who might have accidentally stumbled onto this shitty podcast. I'm AJ, and this is my good pal, my homie, my main man, Colin.
Alright, you don't need to hype me up that much. I'm just some Joe Schmo talking about nonsense.
Exactly, but if we're gonna be internet stars, we're gonna have to obviously have a persona. So you
Yeah.
might be
We
wondering.
have,
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, we have no expectations for this. If there's anybody listening to us, that would already be incredible. But man can dream, we can do something incredible here. So let's do it today.
Yeah, basically, we don't have any expectation that this is going to go anywhere. We don't really care about being famous. We just want to have a good time and do something new. So if you're out there and you're
Okay.
watching it, for some reason you're watching an hour-long video about a lemon and a bar soap talking about whatever we're going to talk about, then, tune in, I guess. Have fun.
Yeah.
Try not to get angry at us for anything stupid we say, and yeah, let's just...
Yes.
So, introduce yourself, Colin. What are some things about you?
Well, for one, I'm definitely a Lego connoisseur. We've calculated that I've got about $10,000 worth of Lego in my room. And you may think it's just pieces of small plastic, but it's expensive.
Yeah.
What about you, AJ?
Me, I'm kind of, I'm kind of nothing interesting. I like a little bit of things here and there. I'm a big sports fan. I love the NFL and the UFC. I also like writing a little bit. I'm no Ernest Hemingway, but I do enjoy a casual bit of writing here and there.
That's good.
Yeah, we both really like video games. So, let's stop talking about this like it's a Christian mingle dating site, and let's just start getting into the conversation, shall we?
All right.
Yeah, this is going to be a little weird.
About?
All right, have you bought any new Legos recently, Colin?
Well, I did just get some stuff it was a month ago, but May the 4th, just some Lego Star Wars stuff,
Nice. Have you built any yet?
Oh yeah, they're all built. I build things incredibly fast.
He is what some would refer to as a speed builder. It's pretty impressive. I don't know if anyone's really proud of him for that, but that's besides the point.
Okay. I'm proud of myself, and that's all that matters.
Exactly. You see, now the big goal with this podcast is, as I said, is to just have fun. Now, if we do gain a following, there are some things we would like to do. So if we get 1,000 followers, this man here says he will do a backflip. Is that right?
Oh yeah, 100. Yes, I will do a backflip. I don't say where or when, but I'll do it if we get 10 or 1,000 followers.
Exactly.
If we get 10,000, I'll do a front flip.
Oh goodness, great! I wouldn't go that far. Come on, don't want to break any bones. But if we get 100,000 followers, I will call out John Bones Jones to a UFC match. And will I get my ass kicked? Absolutely. But if it's for 100,000 followers, then I'll do what I need to do for that.
Wow, that's incredible. Me personally, I would never do anything like that. That's incredibly stupid. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh man, so you've been playing Just Cause today? Is that what you've been up to?
Yes, I just started this. It's just, one of those game franchises I like to go back to. I've only ever played 2 of the games, but they're pretty fun. Baseline of the Just Cause series is shoot, blow up things, overthrow a government. That's basically it. And that's what I strive to do in my personal life. Like I wake up in the morning, and I just overthrow a government or whatever.
Exactly. And that's another thing I wanted to bring up. You see, the Lemon and the Bar Soap project it's more of a movement. If we get 1 million followers,
I don't like the way this is going already.
No. It's a movement. If we
I don't know about that. I just talked about overthrowing governments here. We don't need to start anything like that.
If we get 1 million followers, we will overthrow the government. How about that?
I don't think that's a really good idea. Threatening a world government isn't a great idea.
It's not a great idea, but it's an idea. So, why not follow through with it?
True.
Now,
so we're having some technical difficulties here because I forgot that I need to go let a dog out at 3:00. every day. So
Okay.
I'm gonna do that. I'm still talking. I'm here, but if I go muted, that'll be why. So
Okay.
AJ, you'll have to hold the
All right.
conversation.
Yeah. All right. So as you can see, this is very low production. We're nothing.
100%.
We're not going to be anything special for the first couple of episodes, or hell, not even for the first couple of hundred episodes. It's going to be an
Let's be
absolute
honest.
shit
We'll
show.
never be professional.
No, we're never going to be professional. But you know, it's going to be fun. You know, and that's just what I keep telling myself when I cry myself to sleep every night. Is that, well, this will be fun, at least something fun. But you know, as one wise person once said, it is what it is. You know, right now you are currently looking at a screenshot I took of our Discord profiles because it's so low budget. I forgot to create like a backdrop. But in the future, I may create a backdrop. You know, if I feel so inclined to do so.
We're not the artistic type. Well, at least I'm not.
I am very artistic with the snipping tool. That's how I fully tap into my muse. But that's just me. So yeah, what do you? Okay, so what is your favorite shoe brand, Colin? Now I'll get into why I'm talking about this in a second.
Ooh, it's a good question. Well, right now I'm personally wearing Under Armour.
Really? Okay, I guess.
I like them.
Oh wait, it seemed like he went muted for a second. So I guess, are you still there, Colin?
Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
So me personally, I am a Nike fan.
Me
Now
personally.
I know everyone might think I'm just hopping on the hype train with Nike, but I've never been let down by Nike yet. Today I went, shoe shopping a little bit, and there was surprisingly
Ooh.
not much that I like. Like, I feel like the newer styles of shoes, I'm just not as huge of a fan of as I was when I was a kid. Like, there were a bunch of shoes that like looked cool, but they also looked very obnoxious. Like, not something I'd wear every day. You know, like when I was a younger kid, I would have gone haywire over these shoes. I would have fallen in love with them. But now as I got older, I just don't care as much. But I don't know, it was interesting. One of them were $180. That is fucking insane for shoes.
Wow, that is a lot of money for shoes.
Yeah, I could never do that. But
I've never understood the following, like the cult following of shoes. Like, I mean, I'm all for it. Like, you do you, man.
mm-hmm.
But I've just never understood how people can put out so much money. I say that as I collect plastic for a living, but $300 for a pair of shoes, like, you're gonna wear them what, 1-2 times? Some people just keep them in the box, and I'm like, what are you doing?
I think it's just the novelty of collection is just something that a lot of people share. Like, a lot of people collect like pop vinyls, for example. A lot of people like those. I just don't get the interest in that. With Legos, I can kind of see it more because it's just kind of like, what's it called? Like, you get to at least build them. It's at least satisfying in that regard. But with
almost like a 3D puzzle in a way.
Exactly. And I'm a huge puzzle fan. I don't build a lot of puzzles anymore, but I do like the occasional puzzle here and there. Now, I also today, I do collect bar soap, if you can't tell by my name. I got what was it called? A coffee whiskey scented bar soap from Bath and Body Works, which I was pretty happy about. It smells pretty good.
How's it taste?
It does have a pretty good taste. The aftertaste isn't excellent. But I would eat it again. There was a lavender one. I was curious about how that tasted as well, but I didn't buy that one. But yeah.
No.
Also, there was this person. I was in Bath and Body Works, and there was this person that she had like this hood up, and she was with like her grandma. I'm guessing it was some older person, and she kept staring at me, like intently looking at me, and I was like, I don't understand. I mean, maybe I knew her or something, or maybe she just didn't like the look of my face. I don't really blame her. But
yeah, you're not a very sightly person, but neither am I, so I can't really say anything.
That's why we're not showing our faces yet.
I mean, that's not really why. We're just so low budget, we don't feel like turning our cameras on right now.
Yeah, but maybe in the future we'll decide to reveal our faces because I'm sure everyone will just be so curious about what we look like.
Oh yeah, they can't wait to make fun of us.
Yeah, they're gonna. I embrace how I look. I embrace looking like Shrek, just how I'm sure you embrace looking like Sid the Sloth from Ice Age.
Okay, that's just rude. Anyway,
But yeah, so as you can see, we don't have any format. We are in the future going to jot down a list of things we want to talk about. For this episode, I didn't write down anything because it's our first one. I just kind of want to get it out there, get the first time jitters out, and just vibe for like an hour. Um,
oh yeah,
but another thing you have to know about us if you ever want to watch another one of these again is we are huge Billy Joel enthusiasts. Isn't that right, Colin?
oh yes, yes, that is 100% correct.
Exactly. We've listened to every single Billy Joel song there is to listen to.
Okay.
Colin, what's your favorite album? Remind me.
Oh, that's a very good question. I have to go with the Innocent Man or An Innocent Man album.
Nice.
That one, amazing song.
Nice. So,
And your?
mine, I have to go with the top three. My top three favorite Billy Joel albums would probably be 52nd Street, Glass Houses, and Cold Spring Harbor. You can't get much better than that.
These are excellent choices, I must say.
Thank you. But yeah, so we pretty much like any type of music. I am a rap fan. I like listening to any rap. I mean, I'm not like very big on a particular artist, but like if you turn on a rap song, I'll listen to it. Colin's more elderly with that type of stuff. He's not a huge rap fan, but I'm trying to get him to listen to more of it. But hopefully it works.
I'm more of a Eminem type of guy.
Oh yeah, Eminem. Well, I here's the thing. Now, hate me all you want, anyone out there. I think Vanilla Ice is the best white rapper. That's just me. That's me. He's the best. Vanilla Ice. You can't beat Ice Ice Baby.
You know what? You do have a good point there.
Exactly.
Ice Ice Baby is a classic.
Now, the one thing Eminem has on Vanilla Ice is he has his own movie, 8 Mile. I think that's what it's called. Is that what?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
yeah,
if Vanilla Ice got his own movie like Ice Cream Man or something like that, then he would just be infinitely better, of course.
I think he should have played Mr. Freeze in the 80s Batman movie. I think that would have done a lot better. I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger, great guy, but personally, Vanilla Ice might have just done a little bit better.
The one I do like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but I'm not a huge fan of steroid usage, and he was clearly juiced to the gills. So
I mean, game is game.
Yeah, that is true.
He was the governor of what was it, California for a little while.
Was he a good governor though?
I don't know. I saw one clip where he got an egg thrown at him. That was pretty funny.
I did see a clip. I think it was him where he was like at some middle school and some kid literally ran across the court just to drop kick him. It was pretty. Wow. It was pretty funny, but I'm definitely more.
AJ, maybe we should stop talking about things that we've done in our dreams and actually focus on real life events.
Okay, yeah. I'm more of a Sylvester Stallone fan myself. Rocky movies are excellent. Have you seen any of the Rocky movies?
I unfortunately have not. I have a lot of movies that I've been tracking, but that has not been on my list yet.
Yeah. Speaking of movies, let's talk about the best movie of all time.
The best movie of all time. This is a wonderful question.
Well,
all right. Let's count down from 3 and name the top 100% best movie of all time.
All right. In 3, 2, 1. Steel Magnolias.
Step Brothers.
Okay.
All right. We've got a competition here.
I will say, Step Brothers was a phenomenal movie. I definitely think it's probably the best comedy I've ever seen. The only other movie to make me laugh at that hard is Daddy's Home 2. That one was fucking excellent.
Really?
But overall, Steel Magnolias is just the movie. It will make you laugh. It will make you cry. It will make you long for a better future. I mean, it's just incredible through and through. It has an excellent backstory. It was a Broadway originally. It was on Broadway. Excellent cast of strong female leads, which me and Colin are very feminist on this channel. So we're all for women's rights.
Yes, of course. Very touchy subject.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, a strong female cast. It was just excellent. Now,
Yeah, I do agree with you on all aspects, but some people don't want to cry. Their lives are too depressing on their own. They don't need movies to make them even more sad.
that is a good
So
point.
that's where Step Brothers, it makes everyone laugh. It doesn't matter who you are, if you're 5 years old, if you're 40 years old, living with your parents, it'll make you laugh.
Yeah, that is true. Now, I've always kind of liked crying at movies. I just something about cry. Yeah, I can cry about my own life, but why do that when I can cry about someone else's life? I feel like it's just more fun that way. You know what I mean?
I could see your point there. It's just, I prefer to bottle up all my emotions and keep them inside until one day I can no longer hold them and I just crack.
That's a true gentleman for you.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Will you drown yourself in Irish whiskey as well?
No, I'm non-alcoholic.
Okay, no.
I've refused. And seeing how both of us are under 21 currently is a no-go anyway. So
Yeah, we definitely don't get drunk on the weekends.
Don't drink, kids.
Yeah, unless it's free alcohol. Then consider it, but still don't. Okay?
Yes.
I mean, okay, so let's say someone offers you a bottle of whiskey and you're underage, you're like 18. Do you take it for free?
Question: is it St. Patrick's Day?
Yes.
I would consider it.
Okay, good. No, so the only way I'd consider drinking it is if it was Cinco de Mayo, because I like Cinco de Mayo.
Oh yeah.
Well, other than that, no drinking unless you are 21 years old and in a safe environment. Of course.
Yes, of course. We promote safety and law-abidingness in this podcast.
Absolutely. So what does this podcast stand for? Feminism, safety from alcohol consumption, and following the law, of course.
Yes.
And
now,
possibly overthrowing the government.
Maybe. Now, my personal favorite crime, arson. Now, I've never committed it, and I don't recommend anyone else do it. But having a good bonfire every now and again is very fun and enjoyable.
I don't know what I don't think I have a favorite crime. My favorite crime was probably I do like a good arson every now and then, but I don't know. I would have to think about my favorite crime. Maybe traffic violations. I feel like when I start driving more, I'm going to probably commit a lot of those. So maybe that will be my favorite crime: traffic violations.
Traffic laws, they're meant to be broken. You don't need to follow. They're more like guidelines.
Yeah, like, I mean, if it's like, let's say you're in like a residential area and the speed limit's 35. I don't think it's that bad to go 80. I mean, as long as you're being safe and not drinking and driving, then I think you should be fine.
Now, in my personal opinion, along with many other great people on the internet, believe that it's not the drunk drivers, but the drunk crashers that are the problem.
That's true.
I'll leave you people with that knowledge, whether or not you choose to accept that.
I mean, hey, man, obviously, drunk driving is terrible. However, if you're experienced at, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
okay.
I feel like we're going to be canceled before we even get the next word out of our mouth.
No, we're not going to be canceled because we're joking, obviously.
Yes. Everything said on this podcast is a joke. We mean no harm. Please do not do anything crime related. And if you do not blame us because we don't need that backlash.
Yeah, we said don't drink and drive, so I mean that's a foregone conclusion to not do that.
Yes.
If we say not to do it, then you shouldn't do it, obviously, because I mean, why wouldn't you trust a lemon in a bar of soap? I mean, it just seems like a foregone conclusion to trust us.
Yeah, we're wisdomers of safety.
Yeah, we are very safe people. That's why
we're
I live in a plastic bubble.
Yes.
So let's start talking about sports a little bit. Well, any news in sports that you're following? I know you're a baseball fan.
I mean, well, I wouldn't consider myself a fan. If there's a game on and like I'm not doing anything else, and I mean literally anything else, I'll pop it on. See what's going on. Go O's. But no, don't get started with your Red Sox. whatever.
I think the Red Sox are the greatest team of all time, and the Yankees.
Yeah, that's just debatable
I just
by
think
all.
they're just amazing,
Anyway,
So
but I hear they're doing pretty good. The Orioles, greatest team, but I don't pay much attention to their statistics. I'm a casual fan when it comes to sports.
yeah. I'm kind of the same way, except for with the UFC, I'm definitely more hands-on when it comes to my love for the sport. I've
Well,
only
yes,
been a
it is a
fan for
very
like,
hands-on sport.
what'd you say?
I said it's a very hands-on sport. You're right.
Yeah,
A lot of grabbing and touching and feeling.
yeah, but it's yeah, the UFC can be a little bit homosexual sometimes. Like, for example, one of the guys was trying to call out another guy, and he says, "I'm coming for that ass." That's a little bit homosexual, but that's fine. Nothing wrong with that.
I
But
see nothing wrong with that statement.
and then he said, "I'm coming on your ass." Then he said that, and that was a little weird. But I can forgive that. I can forgive both of those. If you swing that way, that's fine. If you want to, that's all fine by me.
You have to remind me after this episode is over not to tell my grandparents that I started a podcast with somebody.
Okay, yeah, for sure. I told my girlfriend about it, and I said, "Oh, do you want to pop on to the podcast every now and then?" And she was like, "No." So, we're very supported by the people around us.
Yeah, it's okay. I don't have anybody,
No, if Colin's pretty much my only friend at this point. But if we ever meet any new people, I'm sure they'd love to be on the podcast.
I don't think anybody wants to be here. I don't want to be here.
Yeah, I'm kind of holding him hostage. I'm forcing him to do the podcast because I don't want to do a one-man podcast. That's stupid. But yeah.
The only thing dumber than two idiots that don't know nothing doing a podcast is one idiot that knows nothing about a podcast.
Exactly. Because, at least we can learn about this together. I feel like if you're just on your own, that's not only kind of lonely, but it's just kind of sad being on your own.
Yeah, how do you just talk to yourself for an hour?
I'll tell you that. Okay, so I have seen a few. Now, some people can pull it off. Am I a fan of it? No. But, I was watching, some podcast cringe compilations, and there were a bunch of these fake, the type of people who think they're alpha males or whatever, and they try to brainwash people. There was this guy just sitting there, he telling men how to act like men while he's sitting there by himself recording a podcast. It's just kind of weird. I'm not a fan of that format. I'm not a fan of that type of content. And he kept he was talking about positive affirmations, when you wake up, do this in the morning, and that's fine, but he was referring to it as self-hypnosis to make it sound manlier. I'm like, dude, you need to chill out. Come on now.
Those types of ideas are very confusing to me, so I pay no attention to them.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than those type of creators who think they're very manly or masculine and try to make other people masculine. I think, just be yourself. Don't listen to what some fuckwad on the internet tells you to do. Just be how you are. If you're a certain way, then be that way, as long as you're not hurting anyone, then I think it's okay, But
oh yeah, don't hurt people.
Don't hurt
unless
people.
You really want to.
Well, yeah, unless it's arson. Arson is fine. Yeah, that's acceptable.
I don't know. I think we're contradicting statements here.
Well, I mean, everyone's contradictory sometimes, so it's okay.
I have something to talk about that I just noticed today. So I went to the grocery store, and I realized, people say drive on the right side of the road. In America, that's what you do. You drive on the right side of the road. It's strange to me that doesn't translate to shopping carts. Nobody follows the right side of the aisle, and it's quite frankly very annoying. And just traversing the stores on their own, it's like a game of Fallout. You just can't see anything, and people are everywhere. It's insane.
Yeah, I agree. It depends on where you're shopping and how busy it is. Now, it depends, would you like to follow the rules that, whatever section you're standing on is the side you should be, pushing your shopping cart, right? That's what you're saying?
basic. I mean, there are sometimes like there was this one guy that was shopping in the freezer section, and there was a completely open, right side of the aisle,
Mm,
but he decided to have his shopping cart in front of not one but two freezer doors,
mm.
and was meanwhile standing like 4 or 5 feet away from his shopping cart. He could have easily had his cart on the other side where there was nothing there, just open space. That way people can still get into the freezers. But
Yeah.
now he decided to leave it right there in front of the freezer because he wants to inconvenience someone that day.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, there's a lot of assholes out there. Like I don't know. I haven't had too many issues with shopping. I'm a huge fan of shopping at grocery stores. Like some of my fondest memories have happened at grocery stores. So
That's quite sad.
it is sad, but it's okay because I don't care. It's a little sad, but at the same time, like I used to be really tight with the deli lady, and she used to give me free pieces of cheese. Like that's awesome. Like I was living the life when I was young.
I gotta say, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. And yeah, we've had to change food stores every now and then, but as long as the people there are cool, that's what matters. I try to avoid playing chicken with any other shoppers, like with the shopping carts, but if I have to, then I will. Um,
Worst case scenario, you just have to shove out of your way
yeah.
and push over any old ladies that are in your way.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Um. Oh, one thing I wanted to talk about, which is pretty insane. So the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight, that's coming up in like a
Oh,
month, right? Or no, two
yeah.
months.
2 months. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 months. So I heard, now I'm not 100% sure if it's true, but I heard through the grapevine that in the contract, Mike Tyson is not allowed to knock out Jake Paul.
Interesting.
Now,
I
that,
know nothing about any of this, so I'm just fully expecting a fair fight.
yeah.
He's 100% going to knock out Jake Paul
Yeah.
first round, easy, no problem.
Yeah.
That being said, he's getting up there in age. I mean, I wouldn't want to be standing next to Mike Tyson while saying this, but he might not be able to do it. I'm just saying.
I think physically Mike Tyson can do it. Do I think it's gonna? I don't think it's gonna be as easy as everyone is saying. Like I don't know if he if it, let's say 100% fair fight, no headgear, just regular boxing. I don't know if he could get it done in the first round. I think he would have to get it done in the beginning because, like you said, he's older, so he would fatigue more. So he would. I don't think he'd
Yeah,
get it done in the first round, but I do think he could knock him out. However, now a lot of people are like, "Oh, Mike Tyson would never sell out because he wouldn't want to ruin his legacy," and I'd like to think that, but I also get this sneaking suspicion in the back of my head that says he would do it for a big enough payday. I'm not sure. I'm not Mike Tyson clearly, but something in my gut is thinking, "Oh, I don't know, maybe he would do that." What do you think? God.
well, I have no idea. I mean, if I was presented with a boatload of money, like let's say, how much is he being paid for this fight? Like just the normal pay, not anything like bribes or anything.
I don't know how much he's being paid, actually. I haven't read that much into it, but I'm sure it's a pretty penny.
All right, let's just go with an arbitrary 42 million.
Okay.
What would you do for that much money, AJ?
What would I do for 42 million? I mean, I give me list me off some things because there's a lot of
All
things
right,
I would like. Let's give me a couple things.
all right, let's say I jump out of a plane over New York City, like skydiving.
With a
Police
parachute?
chase. Yeah, obvious. Well, yes, with a parachute.
Yeah, I do that.
Um, Police chase, O.J. Simpson style.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're gunning for your life. You could die. You just got to make it to your house on time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a wipeout course. You've seen that,
Yeah, I've
or
seen.
like American Ninja Warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah. That I'd do for 42 million. I think I could do that.
I would do any of those for 42 million. Now, do I have to pay taxes on this 42 million?
That's a good question. Tax evasion. Would you do that for 42 million?
Oh, absolutely. That's a rich boy.
I do it. Yes, I do it every day of my
Yeah, yeah,
life.
yeah. God, taxes are gonna fucking suck when I have to start doing them.
Oh, yeah, that's
But
gonna be fun.
or the good, you could always just evade the IRS.
I
Live your life
mean, you could
here,
do that.
dodge the IRS, and if they ever, you know, start to get on your case, then just move to South Africa or somewhere. You know.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so as you can see, this is pretty much what you can expect. Just us talking about nonsense. We're probably gonna get better at it, more casual, but also we might like start trying to do different things other than talk. Like maybe we could, I don't know, do other fun things. Maybe react to some videos if I can get better at OBS, or perhaps we could in October read scary stories. Perhaps have a spooky month.
Ooh, spooky,
Yeah,
yes.
that would be awesome. Now, one thing we actually haven't talked about, surprisingly, which I guess we'll just bring up here. Um, how frequently do you think we should post one of these? I say once a week.
Yeah, I think weekly, if we skip a week or two, like it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Like
Yeah.
once, like we said, we're very low budget. This is just kind of, we're winging it at this point. Like,
Yeah.
so whatever happens, happens. Maybe we'll get into like a routine like every week, but
Yeah.
I'm fine with whatever.
Yeah, I think once a week would be good because a lot of people over upload videos, and I just think that's annoying. Like, don't spam it. Don't spam upload. Like, I just think that's irritating. But
Yeah.
once a week sounds good. And in the future, like today, we're just winging it. I didn't write anything down. We're never going to be scripted, of course, because I sure as hell can't follow a script to save my life.
Oh yeah, no.
But yeah, so yeah, in the future we might make bullet points, perhaps go more into depth about Mr. Joel or whoever we're talking about. But yeah, I don't know. This is it so far.
And we could also like engage any people that happen to be watching us, like questions we could or answer, things we could do like questionnaires. I don't know,
and if
whatever.
And if you're still watching at this point, then thank you for that, I guess. So,
Yes, thank you for anyone that decides to listen to us for any amount of time at all.
Because like we're a couple of dipshits who just decided, oh, we want to start a podcast. I don't know if I ever told you this, Colin, but my father and his friend actually thought of starting a sports podcast at one point, but they never did it. So I thought that was kind of lame of them.
My neighbor, his band, well, I say band, it's two guys really, started a podcast about a year ago, I think, and they only ever uploaded, at least what I saw, 2 episodes.
Oh wow!
And I never heard anything about it, but I hope we can do better than that.
Oh, we're going to because we have.
If we can get, even if we stop after the 3rd episode, at least I did better than 2 grown men.
Yeah, that's pretty much like. We wanted to do something fun this summer because we both graduated. We're gonna get jobs, so we wanted to do something fun.
It's a lot of personal information.
It's not personal. I didn't give them where we live. You want me to drop our location?
No. We are not doing that anytime soon.
Ever.
But if any of you want to challenge us, come on.
Jesus. I don't think anyone would want to go where we live because it's kind of.
Oh yeah, no.
It's sad. But yeah, so we wanted just something fun. What'd you say?
It sounds horrible.
We're in the Sahara Desert right now. That's our location. We somehow found, we found computers out here. But yeah,
we actually broke into a Radio Shack.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, we just wanted something fun to do other than playing video games when we have time to. We're like, oh, why don't we just start a podcast? And
Oh yeah, I mean, why not?
Exactly. I mean, and one person I definitely want to get as a guest on here is our history teacher. Now you might be asking, why the fuck would you want a history teacher on your podcast that's pretty much just a bunch of nonsense? Well, he's like, let's say he's like the Walter White to our Jesse Pinkman without any of the meth. That's how I would describe our history teacher. But if you
I would just describe him as a cool dude who doesn't really care about school and just a great guy.
Well, yeah, but I was trying to make him seem a little bit cooler. But
you made a reference to a show that's been over how many years now?
Okay, here's the thing. Shut up. That's the first thing I gotta say. Second thing,
Valid, valid.
the second thing is Breaking Bad is an excellent show. I completely dislike the fan base, but Breaking Bad is one of the best shows of all time. Now, if I really want to ruffle some feathers,
Oh no.
I will say Skylar White is not as bad as everyone claims she is. Now, if there are any Breaking Bad fans watching, they're gonna lose their fucking mind over that.
Yeah, we just lost all three people listening to us at this point.
Hey, I mean, it's true. I don't think she's as bad as everyone claims she is. But, it's okay. Everyone's entitled to their weird opinions, so.
Yeah, just like you.
All of my opinions are excellent takes. They're awesome. Never anything weird or bad, so. Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know if I agree with that. But...
Hot take. What's your a controversial opinion that won't get us canceled?
Controversial topic. That is an excellent question. Yes, that's very true. I gotta say, I guess like just to be, pretty broad here. Not a big fan of anime. Never watched it. Never gave it a chance really. But it's just too many bright colors. Too much like the facial expressions kind of like weird me out. Like I've nothing wrong with anybody that wants to watch it, but please don't tell me to watch it because then you're annoying.
Yeah. Also, if you hear a cat in the background, my cat Sheldon I have a cat named Sheldon. He's decided it's time to wake up and meow at me. So if you hear that, well then he has joined the podcast. So I guess he's our first guest.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I 100% agree with that. I'm not a huge anime fan. Anime is one of those things where like it's fine, but like don't try to shove it down my throat. I'm not a huge fan of that. Like,
yeah, I don't think I'm a fan of that either. Shoving things down my throat isn't really a fun time.
Well, yeah. Jesus
Christ. Okay. Moving on.
Well, I was going to go on an anime spiel.
Yeah. You go in your soapbox.
Okay. So
get it.
So funny. Okay. But yeah. Oh, I did already state that I am a huge bar soap fan. So if anyone out there has like recommendations about bars of soap I can buy, I would like to try some. Perhaps maybe some homemade bar soap. If anyone wants to send
like a serial killer.
What do you mean? I sound like a serial killer?
Yes, I am very human. I use bar soap. I
do
clean myself. If anyone
I do.
Would
I'm
like
a very cleanly person.
I mean, that's a good thing, but you could calm down the creepiness a little bit.
I don't understand. I'm just sharing my passion for bar soap. Brad Pitt in Fight Club, he sold bar soap.
Hey! First rule, remember.
First rule of what?
You're an idiot. Anyway, bar soap. Continue.
That's another thing you'll see is Colin making movie references that I completely forget.
Are you serious right now? I've never even seen that movie and I get that reference.
You've never seen Fight Club?
No.
Well, I don't.
I probably should. But...
Wait, that was a reference from Fight Club?
First rule of Fight Club. You don't talk about
never
Fight
mind.
Club.
I know what you're talking
AJ,
about.
You just look like the biggest idiot on the internet. I want you to know that right now.
I don't remember much. It's been like 2 months since I've watched it. I only watched it for Brad Pitt because I'm a huge Brad Pitt fan. So I only tried to pay attention to the scenes he was in.
You and Brad Pitt, man.
Hey, man, he's one of the greatest actors of all time. The greatest actor of all time is Leonardo DiCaprio. He's the best. He's a hunk. He's just overall amazing. He's way better than Ryan Reynolds.
There's so many wrong opinions there, but anyway. And
Ryan Reynolds is a good actor. He's no
saint.
Leonardo DiCaprio, though. It never will be.
Debatable.
I don't think he'll ever win an Oscar like Leo has, so,
Okay.
Yeah, nothing to say there, bud. But yeah, let's see what else. Oh, as I was talking about bars of soap before I was rudely interrupted by Colin saying I sounded like a serial killer. But yeah, I'm a huge soap fan, specifically bar soap. I have thought about starting my own soap making business. I don't think I ever will, but if I do, then I will sure advertise it here. Um,
If you
yeah,
had to make a soap, what would be your first flavor?
first
Or I guess
flavor.
I don't know if flavor is the right term for soap.
No, it's scent, idiot. But you're talking about like obviously tasting it as well, right?
Well, whatever the scent, flavor, whatever the theme of the soap. What is your first that?
Well, I'm definitely gonna make it periwinkle because that's the best color of all time. And I might make it blueberry flavored.
Periwinkle blueberry.
Yeah,
That's an interesting combination.
yeah, it's gonna be the greatest soap to ever exist.
I personally think lemons just smell amazing.
You know, lemon soap. Oh, that would kill, man. A homemade lemon soap with like actual pieces of lemon in it.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
man, I would
and
eat
if you
that.
squeeze it too hard, like it gets in your eyes and just like burns them. Yeah,
Well, that would happen
no
with any
fun.
soap, though.
Yeah.
Would you put?
Well,
Have you ever put soap in your eye, Colin?
no. Well, it's happened before, but I didn't purposely do it. If that's what you're asking.
I don't know if I believe you now. That sounds kind of suspicious. Sounds kind of like you've purposely put soap in your eye before.
Why? Why would I put soap in my eyes?
I don't know. I don't know why you'd put soap in your eyes. That sounds like a you problem.
Well, you know what? There is one time I can remember putting soap in my eyes. It was the first day that I saw what you looked like.
Okay. All right. Well, I poured bleach in my eyes when I first saw you, and then threw up.
Touche.
Touche. um. So, what else do you want to talk about, Colin?
There's a list of things we could talk about. Obviously, conspiracy theories. I mean, there are
Oh,
some we should like be very careful with. There's some touchy subjects, but
yes.
people talk about the moon landing a lot, which is very interesting to me.
Well,
Um,
let's save some of the hot conspiracy theories for next
yes,
episode.
yes.
Next episode,
Um,
it can be conspiracy theory themed.
oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
And there are other things too, like our least favorite people.
Oh, I have a
Things
lot of
we.
people I hate.
I hate you too.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, but there are a number of things we could talk about. We could talk about cars. I mean, neither of us are really big on cars, I don't think, but we could try.
I do. Okay, with cars, like, I wish I could get into cars, but I feel like it just takes a lot of like research, and like I don't think I'll ever fully get into them. I know people who are big into cars. Like there is a whole Hyperfest thing where it's like a car show, I think, and you can go there and like you can like ride in a bunch of puddles and take pictures with other people. It seems like
Oh
a
yeah.
pretty cool thing. There's also a Jeep convention with people who have Jeeps, apparently, um, as you would imagine. Speaking of Jeeps,
Well,
huh?
I was just gonna say, I've been thinking about like my first car. Like I was honestly thinking about getting a Jeep. Like they're pretty cool.
Aren't they? Yeah, they are cool. Like, there's like different like I don't want to say levels of Jeep, but like there are like more expensive ones and more not expensive ones, aren't there?
I don't know. I didn't research it. I just saw a Jeep and I was like, that looks cool.
Oh, so you're just talking out of your ass. Okay, I see.
Yeah, like with everything else,
Okay,
obviously.
that makes sense. Um, so yeah, with do you know what ducking is? Jeep with Jeeps, you know what that is?
Oh yes, the rubber ducks. I didn't know there was a term for it, but I do know about it. Yeah.
I did not know about that. Do you know why people do that?
I don't know. I guess it just started from like a trend of like leaving ducks on people's Jeeps, and then like it just sprang into this huge thing. I
That's
don't know.
such a
I'm not part
random
of the
thing.
Jeep community.
That's such a
Huh?
random thing, though. Ducks.
I mean, I've seen weirder. There's those guys that have those like metal balls like hanging from their trucks. They're like truck ball sacks. I
I,
think they're funny, but they're kind of weird.
I've seen dice before. I haven't seen balls or anything.
Dice. Well, no, not like hanging from their mirror. Like it usually hangs from like their tailgate or
Oh,
whatever.
I see. Speaking of stuff in cars, have you heard of the titty bear? Not titty, like
Yeah,
TIDDY bear. Have you heard of that?
I have seen that. Yes, it's
No,
very funny.
I really want one, but I had no idea people struggled with like chafing due to like seatbelts. I had no idea people struggled with that.
When I was younger, I had to deal with it a lot. Like oddly enough, like it was always like on my shoulder, like it hurts. But since I grew up, like I've never really felt that anymore. I mean, maybe I just haven't been in a car long enough. Like
Maybe
I
you're
don't
just
know.
less of a sissy nowadays. You're just less of a wimp.
I mean, there's that too.
Yeah. Well, actually,
Um,
never mind. I think it's the exact opposite. I think you became more of a wimp as you've grown older.
really, you think so? You've only known me for like a year and a half now, and you think that
I would imagine. Yeah. Am I
you
wrong?
should? Yes, you're very wrong.
I
Actually,
doubt that. But I just want to get one of those just to say I have a titty bear and have everyone be like, well, what is that? What's a titty bear? And just the fact that they're gonna start questioning it is gonna make me happy.
yeah, I think people are just going to think you have a speech impediment, and you're also 4 years old.
Yeah, or they might put me on the registry. I don't really want to be on the registry for that.
Oh, yeah.
But I think, or I could just get one of those foam dice and hang it from the ceiling or ceiling.
I actually won a set of foam dice at Dave and Buster's once.
Nice. Have you hung them
And
up
it's
in
just
any cars?
not in a car, but on my desk. I have them hanging up along with my Han Solo gold dice from Star Wars.
Oh, yeah. If you haven't gathered, he's also a huge Star Wars fan.
Oh yes,
I kind of think that's some nerd shit, but that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, people have their own opinions about it. I personally, obviously, the original trilogy is the best, and then the prequels are great, and that's all the movies there are.
That's just your opinion,
man. If you're gonna quote movies, at least do it somewhat correctly.
I did do that one correctly.
That's like your opinion, man.
Okay. You know what?
You're entering a world of pain.
Have you ever heard of Vietnam?
People are gonna have no idea what we're talking about.
No, they're gonna know.
How much in our generation, do you think? Let's say that like we're 40. How many do you think have actually seen The Big Lebowski?
I think a lot. I think a lot more people than we think.
Maybe. I don't know. I literally just saw it.
Though. Huh? It's a cult classic. It's like a very beloved movie. Let me actually. When was it made?
I don't know. It seemed like the 90s. Are you Googling that?
Yeah. Let's see.
See, if I had a working computer, I would do that, like Google stuff, because about a month ago, my computer just randomly stopped working.
Yeah, he had the blue screen of death and everything. It was a scary time.
I tried like for 2 hours to get it working, and it never did. I mean, it might work now. I haven't looked at it since. Should take it to Best Buy, but I've had it for a while. Like it's run its course. I just wish it didn't die because it'd be nice.
What kind of computer was it?
HP, Windows. I don't know, 10.
I love HP computers. They're the best in my opinion.
They're better than Chromebooks.
Oh, I think a wet rock is better than Chromebooks. Honestly, like Jesus Christ, those things barely work. But at least we've been privileged enough to have computers. So I mean that's what we should be.
Very, very true. We should be grateful for what we have. We should be thankful. Yes. We should have a Thanksgiving podcast episode.
Yeah, absolutely, and
just talking about everything we're grateful for,
and but in a very negative tone.
Yeah,
like I'm very grateful for Colin finally shutting the fuck up the other day.
Yep. And then in like 2 or 3 weeks, we could just talk about all the things we want for Christmas.
Exactly. Now, okay. What do you think about people who put up Christmas decorations too early?
Now, in my opinion, what is your opinion of too early?
I hate it. I think December 1st. No, I mean
like when is a good time? Like when is too early? I guess is the
anytime before December. That's too early, in my opinion.
Okay, I think. Well, I guess that is kind of like December, but like the week after Thanksgiving, I think is acceptable.
Yeah,
Very quiet.
I just think the Christmas spirit should be contained to December. Like
Yeah.
I think it should go up at December 1st and then immediately be taken down at the end of December. Now, there's many other holidays celebrated during that time. I'm not um, hugely knowledgeable about other holidays or other religions. I'm not religious myself at all. I just like the Christmas spirit. Sometimes, but I've noticed as I've gotten older, the Christmas spirit just has dwindled so much, and it's very depressing. But
It has definitely gotten sad over the years, like how little it feels like Christmas every now and again. But it comes with age, I guess, and different times. What are
yeah,
you gonna do?
yeah. What do you think? Okay, so like, think about like the holidays you celebrate. What do you think's like the least, or the not the worst, but like the most, what's it called? Anticlimactic holiday.
Anticlimactic. That's a good question. See, I'm always super hyped for St. Patrick's, St. Patrick's Day,
Yeah.
and Irish Day of the Year. And if you didn't gather from my name, very Irish.
Oh well, we're not
Some
leaking
say,
last names.
well, yeah, no, I just my first name. Yeah, it's
Oh
a very
yeah, yeah,
Irish name, Colin. With one L, by the way.
yeah.
Yeah, anyone
Hit.
with two L's deserves the death penalty.
Oh wow. What about Colin? What do you think of that name for you?
That's not correct.
His last name is O'Malley. If ever anyone
Colin O'Malley.
was
Yeah,
wondering.
right. Okay. Anyway, but what was I talking? St. Patrick's
Yeah,
Day.
St. Patrick's.
I always am super excited for it. It's a great day, but 9 times out of 10, it just becomes like just another day. Like I end up like listening to a few Irish songs, drunken lullabies, and then it's kind of over. And it's just like, why did I hype myself so much for that? Nothing happened.
Yeah. I've never.
What is your
What was that?
what is your anticlimactic holiday?
Easter. I've always thought Easter was kind of anticlimactic. I've never been a
Yeah,
huge fan of it. Never have done anything really special for it. It's just been kind of just there. I don't know. And also, the idea of a giant Easter bunny is kind of horrifying. So I don't really like thinking about that too much. But
it's a little creepy sometimes.
like, is it like half man, half bunny, or is it just like a humanoid giant bunny? It's
I
very
think I think it's like some eldritch demon that
okay.
comes out of the ground once a year, delivers eggs to children, and in like 2 hours, like, when he first plants them, they're poisonous. But in 2 hours, the poison turns to chocolate.
Nice.
So by the time the kids find all the eggs, it's not poison anymore.
I see.
And really, we should be hunting the Easter Bunny and killing him.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I like that idea. I'd rather kill the Easter Bunny than Santa Claus.
Oh yeah.
But so yeah, this guy is very Irish. He loves his Irish whiskey. He likes.
Never had a drop in my life.
He's never had a drop in his life. He also is a huge Conor McGregor fan. Is that right?
I wouldn't say I'm a huge Conor McGregor fan. Like I said, I'm not a sports guy. It's
Hmm.
just, his walk is amazing. Like that stance is just powerful. And, he's Irish, so
He wasn't very
what's not to love
powerful
about
when
him?
he got absolutely mauled by Habib. He wasn't very powerful then.
Well, when you have a name like Habib, you tend to be stronger than most people
Yeah.
around you.
He also wasn't very
I don't know what
powerful
I
when he
meant.
got knocked out by Dustin Poirier, or when his leg snapped in half when he was fighting Dustin Poirier. He wasn't very powerful then.
Moving on.
No, actually, speaking of Conor McGregor, I did watch the new Roadhouse last night. And honestly, I actually really liked it. I wasn't expecting to. I was expecting it to be kind of lame, typical tough guy movie, but it was actually pretty good. I gotta say, Jake Gyllenhaal was good in it. Conor McGregor was,
Gyllenhaal.
huh?
It's Gyllenhaal.
That's what I said.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
That's
You
what
said Gyllenhaal.
I said Gyllenhaal.
You said Hill.
No, I did not.
I'm pretty sure you did.
I said Gyllenhaal. Or is it
Okay.
Gyllenhaal? What is it?
No, it's Gyllenhaal.
Okay, all right. Well,
Gillen.
I
No, wait,
definitely said it correctly.
God damn. I don't remember anymore. Anyway.
Yeah.
Now I myself, love this movie, but for the uninitiated, what is the plot of Roadhouse?
Um, the plot. Yeah. Oh, well, aren't the original Road? Wait, have you seen the new Roadhouse?
You're an idiot. No, I have not.
Okay. Have you seen the old one?
No.
Okay. So I haven't seen the old one yet, but my mom did. She said they were kind of different plot lines. But the main plot line of the new Roadhouse is this ex UFC fighter is like in one of the Florida Keys, or in the Florida Keys, whatever, and he gets hired as like a bouncer for this like barish kind of area called the Roadhouse, and there's these other guys who are trying to
Is it
destroy the.
like
Huh?
is it like Texas Roadhouse?
I wish. I think that would have been cooler if it was Texas Roadhouse, but no, it was just some
Their
bar.
roles are amazing.
It did have this. It did have this pretty cool scene where, like, the band that they had playing was they kept them behind like this fence so no one could like disrupt them. And this one
Oh,
guy was like, "Oh, this shit sucks. Play some of the Stones." And this other guy was like, "No, I like the song," or "Shut up." And then they started fighting. That was pretty cool. But overall, decent movie. I recommend it.
interesting.
Yeah, and it has your guy Conor McGregor in it, so you could probably watch that and be satisfied.
Okay.
It would
I
have been.
still think it would have been better if it was Texas Roadhouse. So.
I haven't been to Texas Roadhouse in a while. I should go back soon. But
You should. Their roles are amazing.
favorite restaurant? What's your favorite restaurant?
Ooh. I don't know. Like with chains, I would have to go with. Where do I normally go? Honestly, I don't know. I don't want to say something that's like super local,
Bro
but
doesn't even know his own fast food chains he goes to.
well, I don't know. I don't. We order out a lot. Well, if we're getting fast food or like getting chain food, then we're ordering. But um, I don't know. They're all just kind of meh. Like I'll take whatever I can get.
Okay. I am an Applebee's fan. I do like a good Applebee's every now
Oh, I can't say I've ever been to an Applebee's.
What?
Yeah, Applebee's or Chili's. I've never been to them.
Now Colin is a weirdo. He's never had ketchup before. Now let that
Okay,
sink in.
I'm a picky eater.
No,
What
no,
do
no.
you want?
I don't.
You want a
Stop
prize?
talking. Stop talking. Let me shame you for a bit. He doesn't like ketchup. He doesn't even like condiments in general. He doesn't like condiments in general. Now he says, "Oh, I'm a picky eater. This and that and the third." But what picky eater has anyone out there met who doesn't like French fries and ketchup? You know, I mean, or chicken tenders and ketchup. Like, I just don't understand how he functions. I don't understand. I'm scared. I'm concerned.
It's a texture thing for me. Like I look at ketchup or mustard or whatever, and like it sickens me in a certain part that like I don't want to eat that.
It's how does it sicken you? Do you like soup?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not great. Like soup's okay, chicken noodle, whatever. But I don't know. I'm a weird guy. What can I say?
Jesus. Okay. But you like the mustard and crabs though? Is that correct?
I mean, it's not something I particularly enjoy, but like if it's there, I'll eat it.
But you do know it's shit, right?
Thank you for pointing that out once
Yeah.
again.
Yeah. So next time you're eating a crab, just remember that you're eating its shit.
I mean, they're the bottom feeders of the ocean world, so there's probably a lot worse things that I'm eating in a crab than the mustard in them. So, what are you gonna do?
I guess that's a good point, But have you ever eaten the lungs of the crab, or do you not?
No, you don't eat that. You're gonna get you sick.
I mean, you haven't even tried one before.
AJ, have you eaten the lungs of a crab before?
All right. Moving
Anyway,
on. So okay, here's the thing. I've only eaten one accidentally before.
You call me stupid.
You are stupid, and you're also weird. You don't like ketchup. What the hell's wrong with you?
Okay, I don't have survival instincts. At least I don't eat the lungs of an animal.
Okay. Well, I've only eaten one before, and it was by accident, so you can't really fault me for that. It wasn't my fault. What about lemonade? You should like lemonade, right?
Oh, I love lemonade. You cannot go wrong with an Auntie M's pretzel and lemonade. It is the best thing to ever eat, I think. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I just zoned out for a second.
Oh, yes.
But yes, okay. From that place I went to today, I'm not gonna drop any info, of course, because I'm just sure everyone wants to dox us. We're
Acting like CIA agents are watching our every move right now.
I got mango flavored lemonade today.
Huh. You don't think I've ever had a mango?
Oh my god, dude. You've never had a mango?
Okay, do not act like mango everyday meal.
Huh?
I said do not act like mangoes are part of your everyday meal.
I literally had a mango today.
Yeah, today.
Yeah, and I tried
to... Did you have one yesterday?
No, but I've had them for a while, and I just ate one today.
One last week?
Last week. Yeah, I actually did have one last week.
Anyway. I'm sorry, I've never had a mango. Excuse me, I didn't know it was a crime.
Okay, have you ever had a rambutan before?
I don't even know what that is.
Wow. Okay, that one I don't actually blame you for, because rambutans I think they're tropical. They're really good, though. They kind of look like sea urchins, but they're really good. I definitely recommend you trying one.
I'm trying to think of something you've never had. Have you had lamb before?
I don't think I've ever had lamb before, actually.
There you go. Be you. I've had lamb chops. Screw you.
Okay, have you ever had cow tongue before? Lengua?
Okay, you know what?
Have you ever had rabbit before? Have you ever had calamari before? Bub, huh? Have you?
I have, that's a funny thing about calamari. Did it have tentacles, AJ?
Yeah, it did.
Okay, you're lucky. For those unknowing of it, well, I don't know how true it is, but some say that if you order calamari and you don't get tentacles, that's not calamari.
Yeah, well, the tentacles are the fun part. They're little fried tentacles you just eat.
I don't know. I'm not going to agree with that sentence, AJ.
Have you actually ever had calamari before?
No, I have, but saying tentacles and fun part is not a sentence I think I would agree to.
Okay, well, get your mind out of the gutter there, Colin.
You're the one that said it.
Well, so you're telling me you've eaten calamari, but not ketchup?
Yeah.
You're fucking weird. What about let's see.
You're riding this conversation too long,
No, I'm genuinely.
This
isn't even for the pod. This is well, obviously it's for the podcast, but this isn't even for something to talk about. I'm just genuinely curious about all this weird stuff you haven't eaten before.
I don't know what to tell you. Like I said, I'm weird. I was a really weird kid.
And you're a really weird teenager. So I mean,
okay, two can play that game.
All right, well, Jesus, I think we've been recording for almost an hour. So,
yeah.
All right.
Never thought I'd talk to you for more than an hour.
Huh?
I said I never thought I'd talk to you for more than an hour.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, so this has been our first episode of the Lemon and Soap project. Tune in next week. We're gonna be. What'd you say?
Nothing.
No. Say it. Say it to my face.
So I said you can't even say the name correctly.
I did say the name correctly. Okay, I stuttered.
You're like the lemon and.
Okay. Do you want to be the presenter, Colin? Do you want to do the intros and the outros?
I mean, I could do it next time.
No, I don't
That's what
know.
you want.
I'm the leader of this podcast, not you.
Leader. Okay.
I'm kidding.
Dictator.
We're both leading this podcast. I just do most of the work.
That is true.
But I'm fine with that, as long as if we ever hit it big on this podcast, I'm gonna take his money from him. He's not getting any share.
We're not making any money off this. It's okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah. Anyways,
It's been fun.
Yeah. Well, hold on. I'm doing the outro, Colin.
Hey, fun.
All right, so this has been the first episode. Tune in next week for some more just dumb, weird nonsense, and also some conspiracy theories. So, Colin, I'm going to need you to gather some conspiracy theories that we were able to share with the people.
I'll be right on that.
Okay. So, yeah, so this has been our first episode, and we'll see you next week. All right, bye.